Oh, yes. Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract. Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. I think it all a mere bad dream.
Ah, you found yourself a hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnum has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done.
I'll mess up your brain! Oh, foul beast! You are not wanted here! It's all your fault! Help me! Oh, God! Cursed beast! You vagrant rat! Cursed beast! Die! It's all your fault! Beast! Oh, foul beast! Die! Beast! Oh, foul beast! You are not wanted here! This is a damn cursed beast! We all know precisely who it is. Help me! Oh, God! Beat! Oh, no! Beat! It's all your fault! You plague-ridden rat! Help me! Oh, God! Plague-ridden rat! Help me! Oh, God!
We all know who's at fault. We know precisely who it is.
Help me! Help me! Rat! I'll mess up your brain! It's all your fault!
We all know who's at fault. We know precisely. You are cursed.
You are not wanted here!
This dance finished.
Oh! Beast! Oh, beast!
You are dance We all know who's at fault. We know precisely who it is.
This curse! This is a damn curse! You are not beast! Oh, foul beast! You are not wanted here! Ah! like you, stranger. Smells like you, stranger. Cursed beast! I'll make out your brain! This is a damn curse. Beast! It's all I don't want it here! Die! You plague-ridden rat! Ah! Beast! You are not wanted here! It's all your fault! Ah! Away! Away! Smells like you, stranger.
Hello, good I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you, honorable hunter. Pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you to embolden your sickly spirit. Very well, let the echo, let mist now shut. Farewell, may
Got it. I do like the pimp cane though for the clear. Thanks for some J-Mac. That's crazy, Mr. B. Yeah, most people love the Bloodborne aesthetic. I don't really know anyone that doesn't like it. But to each their own. Holy, thank you so much, Billy. Appreciate the generosity, man. Alright, I'm gonna go take a piss real quick. I gotta pee. I'm back. Yeah, I hate the Assassin's Creed franchise. So I've played them. Played pretty much all of them. I don't like any of them. Aside from the old ones. I haven't liked an Assassin's Creed game in a decade. Thanks, membership Succulent and Resub Nate. Oh, really? I've already done Demon Souls. I just didn't stream it. Posted it on the channel. Both Demon Souls 2009 and Demon Souls Remake. I didn't skip Demon Souls. I like Demon Souls a lot. Thanks for your sub, Zach. I don't know why I'm bothering to kill them. It's not even, like, worth the echoes. I'm basically killing every enemy in every zone. Big waste of time. Really? You mess with Little Big Planet? I would never was like as into it as most people were. Ooh. I remember the giant pig with the huge asshole on it. That's big. I'll come back for it. Opening shortcut. Oh, is that right, Kavanaugh? I don't know if I've ever used the saw spear. Alright, giant pig time. Show me that pooper. Well, I got stuck. Scary. There it is. Hip! Take that. Bang! Yes! Colonoscopy. That's huge. You just die down there. I'm not falling for that again. This just skips the bridge. Going right to Father G. I'm pretty sure, right? I want to go get the clothes. I don't remember where they are, though. Thanks for some hexagon. That's awesome, Bird. I'm very bad at painting. So I'm not the guy to ask about painting minis. I'm terrible at it. I think I'm gonna go spin my echoes. Oh, and I want to go grab the clothes. Thanks, Prime Schmitty. Where are they at? I know it's somewhere over here, I just don't remember where. It's from the shortcut near the bridge. Thanks, membership. Water. It's at the other part of the sewer. It's at the other part of the sewer. You need to start back at the bridge lamp. Start back at the bridge lamp? Oh, Vikings would be cool, Berserk, yeah. No, I never checked it out, Chip. You do a Chikage build. That's the one where you stab yourself for the buff, right? I remember that. I don't know if I've ever done a Chikage build, but I remember I looked at that last time we did this. Yeah, of course we'll be playing Metal Gear Delta, the remake. Probably at some point, Nick. Thanks for 5 gift subs, Potato. Appreciate it.
my blood. I give you my life. Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night of moonlight, to humanity's very dusk.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
Tears will flow for one, and one alone.
Alright, what's going on, guys? Out of all of From Software's catalog, ever since the first Kingsfield game, they've had their fair share of strange entries, but what's shaping up to be one of their most unique titles is the Duskbloods, the next game in their umbrella releasing next year, and I genuinely believe this might be doomed to fail. So today I want to go through what we know about the Duskbloods and talk about the situation around it, all of the factors influencing the release.
Like, there are too many Souls-like games. There are so many Souls, I bet even Shang Tsung would want to retire. Every week, there is a new Souls-like game dropping or being announced. Black Myth Wukong was my most anticipated game of the year, and many others feel the same way. This was a game that had a lot of hype around it, and typically what happens when a game reaches this level of hype is that it becomes impossible for the game to ever deliver on those expectations, because people will immediately start going Insano style with unrealistic expectations.
Capcom is a name that needs no introduction. In the 80s and 90s, Capcom was one of the most dominant companies in the arcade and home console market. You'd be hard-pressed to go somewhere in public and not see a Capcom machine or one of their games at somebody's house. In 1993, Capcom began development on a new game with a focus on horror. Originally conceived as a remake of the 1989 horror RPG Sweet Home for the Famicom, Capcom put Tokuro Fujiwara, the game's original director, in charge of the project. Fujiwara made his name in Capcom as the producer and sometimes director of a ton of great games such as Ghosts and Goblins, Bionic Commando, DuckTales, and Chip and Dale on the NES. Hell, he even produced almost every Mega Man game on the NES and SNES. Best of all though, he produced the classic Street Fighter 2010. Hot damn. To direct the project, Fujiwara chose Shinji Mikami, the designer of Disney's Aladdin and Goof Troop on the Super Nintendo. Yeah, no joke. Who would have thought that the designer of Goof Troop would go on to create one of the most iconic horror series ever made? In '96, Resident Evil came out. The game revolutionized the horror gaming genre, even going as far as coining the term survival horror. The series is still going strong today, spawning a shit ton of sequels, as well as a movie that also spawned a shit ton of sequels. But today, I want to focus mainly on the PlayStation 1 era of Resident Evil. The game's focus less on all-out combat and more on conserving your items. This adds a lot of tension because if you run out of ammo, you're fucked. This is where the survival part of the genre comes in. It's about escaping rather than fighting. The controls take a lot of time getting used to. I've referred to them in the past as tank controls because pushing up makes you move forward no matter what direction you're facing. Pair this with the camera angles and it's real disorienting. I fucking hated the tank controls, but looking back on it, it did nothing to hurt Resident Evil's legacy. One thing I find funny is at the end of every game, you trigger a self-destruct timer. It's like they couldn't come up with any more ideas how to end the games, so they just rehashed the ending of the first one. After making the first 3 games for the PlayStation, Capcom set its eyes on the new systems that were on the horizon. From here on out, Resident Evil was going next gen. Except for one last game on the PlayStation, Resident Evil Survivor. The game came out in 2000. By then, a real Resident Evil sequel called Code Veronica had already hit the Dreamcast. Not to mention, the PlayStation 2 was only a few months away. So basically, this game is kicking the PlayStation while it's already down. Mainly in the balls. This game is... Hear that? Hey, who are you guys? Then why are you in my yard? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hey! Come here!
Wow, what an asshole.
Jill, run for that house!
Yeah, fuck that. I'm going home. You see that shit? Well, I guess I gotta explain. The Umbrella Corporation, they moved in next door, set up a secret lab, and now there's monsters and stuff, and I don't know what to do. Well, I guess I'll pop in the disc, play some Resident Evil Survivor, have a pint, and wait for all this to blow over. How's that for a slice of fried ass? So here we are, Resident Evil Survivor, the turd of the series. The unplanned turd when Capcom shit their PlayStation pants beyond any hope of cleaning. So bad they had to throw it away. The game starts with a wall of text that takes forever to scroll. Even if the narrator doesn't have the patience to wait for it. He reads most of it before it even hits the screen.
To wipe out the entire city. However, this was not the only location where an outbreak occurred.
Then the cutscene starts, and man is it ugly. Just look at the intros for Resident Evil 2. At the time, these looked great, and this came out 2 years before. So this guy's seen hanging from a helicopter, falls off, and the copter crashes. Then that same helicopter shits another guy out. Seriously, look at this. The helicopter's on fire, and this dude just shoots out like a turd with an explosive fart behind it. And there's your main character, Helicopter Diarrhea. What a lame character. He looks generic, and his clothes are that particular shade of mold-covered shit green. Man, how many times can I talk about shit before I even played the damn game? So the game starts, and it's in first person, which seems like it would be awesome. Yeah, a first-person Resident Evil game sounds like a great idea on paper. Too bad it's on toilet paper. You know, I've probably talked about shit more times than I've actually shit. But it's a fact that when they wrote down the idea for this game, they wrote it on toilet paper. Toilet paper that was already used. All right, let's get on with this. The main problem is they kept the controls of the other games. Also, to fight, you have to hold down R1 and move a cursor on your target. The game was originally made as a light gun shooter with GunCon support, but that might have made the game somewhat decent, and that's obviously not what they were going for here. You run into an alley and fight the first zombie, and it's awful. You shoot him 4 times, he falls awkwardly and shits a key out. Seriously, look at it. It comes out of his ass. You know, I'm starting to notice a trend here. The zombie shits out a key, the helicopter shits out the main character, and Capcom shit out this game. After you pick up the key, you choose between 3 doors. Each one brings you to a different location. This place is some kind of movie theater. Here you come to your first puzzle, if you even call it that. In the older games, you had to solve puzzles to find certain items and open new paths. Some were easy, like pushing blocks to make a bridge, but others you'd have to use a little more thought, like pushing buttons in the correct order to find an item. Resident Evil Survivor, however, just has you find an item in the same room and use it. Here, you find some film and put it in the projector. Afterwards, you run back to the theater, and there's a key for no reason. So you get the key and leave the theater. Then you encounter some zombie dogs and a ringing phone. The phone hang up? How about the fucking game turn off? At this point, the game starts throwing a variety of enemies at you, but you always face one type at a time. There's a mix of monsters from the first 3 games, like these jumping lizard guys called hunters, giant spiders, birds, and lickers. Yeah, that's their name because they have a giant tongue they lick you with. Real clever. Sometimes you run into this big asshole. At first I thought he was the boss, but he's so easy and he shows up a lot. At one point you're walking in this dark cave or something, and there's like 10 of them. They give you ammo when you kill them by shitting it out, of course. The same guy shows up in Resident Evil 2, but there, he's scary. He stalks you all throughout the second scenario. He even transforms in the end and becomes the final boss. But here, he just walks around like he's lost and lets you shoot him. Seriously, I kill every one of these guys and barely ever take a hit. So anyway, I head into this library and there's this tiny bald guy who calls you Vincent. He tells you that this is all your fault and then he runs away. I sense a twist. It turns out that the little guy is the janitor of the fucking sewer and he actually lives down there. You find this out by reading his diary that's just left on a desk. Dear Diarrhea, I'm the biggest fucking loser in the whole world. Through reading it, you also discover the main character is the evil Vincent, a high-ranking member of the Umbrella Corporation and the man responsible for the outbreak. What a twist!
I am Vincent. It was all my fault.
Then a kid walks in and dances like he has ghost peppers concealed in his... you know where. The character animation in this game is laughable. They all look like they're doing the robot. Even the zombies are animated like shit. When you kill them, they fall like a sack of bricks. Wow. Either there's some frames missing, or a gravity rift opens and thrusts them to the floor at the speed of light. It's hard to believe, but the voice acting is the worst of any Resident Evil. I know people joke about the first one.
What is this? Wow. What a mansion!
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right.
Everything was plotted from the start by Umbrella.
But listen to this.
Hello? Can you hear me? Who are you? What are you doing? Answer me!
Umbrella. So this is where the city is controlled from.
There's a prison area with a bunch of naked zombies everywhere. Of course you find a bunch more diarrhea. This one's from a prisoner that says he was abducted by the Men in Black. Oh, does that mean Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones work for Umbrella too? After the prison, you go into this office building and get to see probably the funniest cutscene in any game ever. It starts off with a voice message from Vincent's mom.
Vincent, it's me, your mother.
My mother?
Vincent, please, listen to your mother. I want you to leave Umbrella. I want you to stop performing those terrible crimes and just come back home.
That's in the finished game. Next, you get the worst run cycle ever. Look at that. The kid runs full force and only goes like 3 feet. Was this really the best they could have done? So you chase these little bastards. Goes like 3 feet. Was this really the best they could have done? So you chase these little bastards through a river or something, and you run these weird vibrating. It runs full force and only goes like 3 feet. Was this really the best they could have done? So you chase these little bastards through a river or something, and you run these weird vibrating giant spiders. I think they glitched, but I played through this part a couple times, and it always happens. The game I have is in near perfect condition, so my only conclusion is they're meant to just vibrate. After that, you get to the kid's house. There's some items here, including herbs. I forgot to mention that herbs are the method of healing in the Resident Evil series. The programmers of this game should have smoked less herbs. You can combine herbs together if you have an hour of free time. Just look at this. I picked up a red herb and I want to combine it with a green herb to make a full heal. I select the green herb and then have to find the red herb. The scrolling takes forever. In the older games, it was like 2 seconds. Also, I feel the Resident Evil way of using items was always weird. First, you find an item and check it, and then it asks if you want the item. Well, considering I went to pick it up, I'd say I fucking want it. Imagine if that's how it worked in real life. Where the fuck did my beard go? When you get to the kid's house, you find the girl hiding in a room. It turns out the boy went to the umbrella factory, so you have to go find him. How he made it there is beyond me, because there's all kinds of hunters, dogs, and those big trench coats.
And a controller. That's the way it goes.
Down it with beer. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry nerd.
You got a game and a controller. That's the way it goes. But sometimes that wasn't enough. Nintendo is always coming up with creative. Wait for everything to load? Well, it's nothing like that. This thing actually takes 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Yeah, I timed it. Then the title screen starts up with the music and you're like, wow. But wait, what the hell's this? Type in the character that appears in column 9, row 10? Oh, come on, I gotta get the code card. Yeah, the code card. Match up the damn numbers and there you go, it's 5. Why do I gotta do that? So you pick your difficulty and then guess what? It's gotta load again. 54 seconds this time. Not long, but seems like an eternity. So anyway, you get this comic book storyline thing, and then, you son of a bitch. Probably 2 weeks later, when you finally start playing the game, you'll be surprised that the graphics are quite decent and the gameplay is self-explanatory. You just fly around and shoot stuff. You don't have to be Clark Kent and find subway passes or any bullshit like that. So it's actually better than the Nintendo version. But that's not saying much. That's like saying the shit that I took last night was better than the shit I took the day before. Controller's a piece of fuck, but at least it's one of those kind where you can plug in most of the Ataris or the Sega Genesis controller. Isn't that amazing? The first level has a 3D perspective. The second level, you're protecting a space shuttle from a bunch of asteroids. This one's more like a 2D shooter. The third level's like a side-scroller, so it has some variety. But this has got to be one of the most annoying stages in video game history. Every time you get hit, you fly back. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck! Fuck! It's enough of this shit. But wait, this isn't what you want to see, is it? Nah, you want to see this, right? Oh, come on, you really want to make me play this? Well, I'm going to do it just for you, because I like you a lot. Now don't take that too serious. Here it goes. I'm turning on the power. First, you're greeted by a smiling cartoon fox. Titus? What the fuck is that? Well, the official title of the game is just Superman, but probably because of the Nintendo 64's tradition of putting 64 at the end of so many titles, it's no wonder that it got that reputation. The first thing that bothers me is the stock music. Why not the Superman theme? You know, the John Williams one? Why don't any of these games have that? Immediately as the game begins, you have to start flying through rings. I don't even have any time to get used to the control. You think that as soon as the game starts, you'd have a little free range, you know, to fly around and explore. But no, you gotta fly through rings. And you can't fuck up. If you miss more than, I think, 3, I don't know, sometimes it's 2 and sometimes it's 4, so I'm not sure. But basically, if you miss a few of these rings, you go back to the beginning. And you keep trying it over and over till you get it right. And on top of that, there's a time limit. And being that this is the first part of the game, you'd think that the time limit would be a little lenient, but no, it gives you just barely enough time to get through all these rings. You gotta be perfect. Looks like I'm doing a real shitty job, but the control is awful. You have to be very specific with the joystick or else Superman takes a dive in the wrong direction. And then when you try to make a sharp turn, he just goes all over the place. You all probably know better than I, and it goes without saying, but this game is horrendous! And you know what the most pathetic thing about it is? This game isn't even 10 years old! Just barely. You'd think by 1999 there'd be some kind of quality standard. What? I'm stuck? How the hell am I stuck? I'm underneath the bridge. Looks like Superman stroking his super dick. So, naturally, when a game gives you a time limit, you're in a hurry. You can't approach any of these rings with care and patience. You gotta keep moving. If you miss a ring, you have the option to turn around and try to get it again, so there's no strike against you unless you skip to the next ring, so basically you have to go through all the rings in order. But if you miss one, the time it takes you to turn your ass around and go back through, you already wasted too much time, so it's almost the same as just missing the ring. You have to keep flying. If you stop and bullshit around, then you're not going to make the time limit. See, I just fucked around too much, so I might as well just give up and kill myself. You see that building? I'm just going to crash into it. Well, that didn't do a damn thing. You mean you can't die? Well, absolutely not. You're just stuck in limbo until the time runs out. The only thing worse than an impossibly bad game is not even being able to kill yourself. What's with the punching? Do I actually get to punch people somewhere in this shitload fuck of a game? I guess I'll never find out, but why are these punches so awkward? You gotta be kidding me. I'm stuck again? I'm nowhere near the wall. Look how much room. Look how much room. How can I be stuck when there's so much room? 15 seconds and I'm almost there. Almost there. Oh, fuck, Mr. Ring. Oh, come on. Can't even give me one more chance? Oh, man, what is he doing? Exercises? This is so ridiculous. This game isn't just bad. It's really bad. I'm not even kidding around. It's fucking horse shit. Almost there. Less than 10 seconds. Something about cars? You're not even given enough time to read it. Finally, when I get past the rings, instructions flash on screen, then go away. What did it say? Something about cars? You're not even given enough time to read it. Oh, it's over already? What was I supposed to do?
There's no time to waste.
What? I don't even get to try again? I'm back at the fucking rings again? I can't believe I'm playing a Superman game where all you do is fly through rings. At first I thought this was the training mode. Yeah, you know, like to test your accuracy. Lots of games have that. Remember Star Fox on the Super Nintendo? There's a training mode where you have to fly through rings. But even then, you don't have to go through all the rings. It's about how many you can get through in a row. In the actual game, you're flying around shooting at enemies and dodging obstacles. So what the hell is this shit? You should be fighting bad guys, not testing your flight skills with some of the worst control accuracy ever in a video game. But it actually does have a practice mode. Out of curiosity, I tried it out just to see what it is, and guess what it is? Going through rings. Yeah, what'd you expect? So once again, I'm at the next part. The message flashes on the screen for barely a second, and then you have 6 seconds to do whatever. Fuck. Back to the rings again. You know, if I had 2 consecutive chances, I might be able to figure it out. But instead, I'm too surprised when I finally get there to act in 6 seconds and with no time to read what it's telling me to do. And am I really doing this? Is this a Superman game? Flying through rings? Is that the best they could come up with? That's like if they made a Batman game where all he does is just play hopscotch. This looks like a job for Superman. Okay, time for the 6-second car stage again. Get off! Get off! Here we go. Got the car. Now what? Oh, the timer reset to 11. That's weird. But what do I do with the car? Okay, so there's another car coming. Can I stop it? Oh, this is the shits. This is the shits. Basically, you gotta pick up both these cars and throw them before they hit the people. But guess what's after that? More rings! And after that, you gotta pick up a police car and carry it to the goal. I'm starting to notice a pattern here. You go through rings, pick up cars, go through rings, and pick up cars. So I get to the goal, and guess what's next? Seriously, I want you to just take a guess what comes after this. More rings? Yeah. What kind of game is this? Is this some sort of insanity test? Well, I'm done. I'm sorry, but that's all I can do. This game doesn't even qualify as shit. It's like the equivalent of shit taking a shit. This is unspeakably, shockingly bad. It's sickeningly loathsome. It's a fucking suffering to the mind. It's a bunch of fuck and it doesn't belong on this planet. Somebody's gotta take care of it. This is a job for the fucking nerd.
Let's get on with this shit. So
So here's an interesting detail I missed before. The story of the game is that Lex Luthor has hidden Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and Emma Hamilton in his virtual world. That's right, this entire video game takes place inside a video game. You'd think a genius like Lex Luthor would use his ability to create anything in a virtual world and come up with some crazy obstacles or enemies for Superman to face. So what did he decide on? You know. Rings. Yeah. Not messing around this time. So picking up from last time, after another round of rings, I have to fight a few shadow men. Alright, I'm gonna land and just punch them. No, I can't land because they're under me. Oh, and now I'm through the floor? And then oh, yeah, of course. I should have expected something like that. These guys are not hard to take out, but I can't land. When you're not flying at full speed, you just hover. I can't get to the last guy in time. Ah, fuck! Finally, I'm able to punch all of them and get through another round of rings, and then I end up having to save 3 people from tornadoes. This should be really easy. You should just be able to use your super breath. No, he has no super breath. He just blows. Oh, you have to collect your superpowers. Oh, okay. So I get the super breath, I go the tornado, but I can't slow down in time. By the time I activate my power, the tornado's too far away and kills people. One time I was lucky enough to get both tornadoes in time at the right point and blow them away. But guess what? These tornadoes come back as the final boss in another Superman game. Now I'm in sort of a dam. Goddamn dam. These levels are nothing but mazes full of backtracking. You gotta throw robots and cardboard boxes into lasers, find the key card, go back to the beginning, flick a switch on a computer, blow up more robots, avoid a giant electric eel, drain the dam, and then a guy tells you to disarm some bombs before the clock runs out. Gee, where have I heard that one before? Luckily, you could pick up the super speed power-up. That should help. Oh dear. Where am I? The Phantom Zone? Oh, gee, and you have to start the whole level over because there's no checkpoints. On the way to the bombs, you have a boss fight with Mala. She was like the cartoons version of Ursa from Superman 2. Alright, here we go. Get ready for this epic boss battle. Well, that was anticlimactic. You know it's bad when the level enemies are harder than the boss. Let's see what's next. What could possibly follow that up?
Then there's no time to waste.
No. No way. No. No. No way. Oh no! They move! Why do they have to move? Oh wow! Yeah, they really changed it up! You know what's a scary thought? What if this was some kid's first exposure to Superman? Maybe they got the game for Christmas or their birthday or something. They hear about this awesome guy who can do anything, and then they pop the game in, and it's nothing but fucking rings! This would ruin the character of Superman for anybody. And if the rings weren't enough to do it for you, this weird 3D face will. Well, this is the ugliest digital Superman face I've ever seen. Second ugliest. Alright, now I'm at this puzzle, yeah, a puzzle, where I have to use different computers to make these letters say Luthor. I'm sure there's probably some pattern or strategy, but all I did was keep clicking until it got solved. Not sure how I did it, and I don't care. Now we get to Luthor's office where we fight Brainiac, one of the most badass Superman villains. He let Krypton die, has knowledge from worlds all over the universe, can shoot blasts of energy from his hands, and once mind-controlled Batman. This is definitely going to be a good boss fight.
Is it too much to ask for? Just to have one decent boss fight? I mean, the levels are so complex. I mean, don't you think a good boss fight would have made it all worthwhile? Well, somebody didn't think so. Hey, you know what? At least it's not rings.
Then there's no time to waste.
Fuck! You want to know the worst thing about these ring levels? Right when you're getting the hang of it, the game will glitch and send you flying across the map for no goddamn motherfucking reason. So you have to backtrack or restart. The next level, you have to save Lois from Metallo. It's more the same. Throw boxes, kill shadow people, fight robots, figure out bullshit puzzles.
Which I do that now sometimes. Because usually it tends to be that 12 or 11 or 12 levels in this game.
If you've been watching this channel for a while, then you'll know that we just can't get enough of bad
Comprehensible storyline, which wasn't helped in any way by the disjointed cutscenes.
Would be great, and it is if you're playing something like State of Decay. If you instead chose to play Infestation Survivor Stories, you'd have been in for a real rough time. The game was originally released in 2012 under the name The War Z, or Z if you want to get British about this, but this was later changed to Infestation Survivor Stories, presumably to prevent it from being associated with the 2006 horror novel World War Z. Gameplay-wise, the idea was for players to try to survive in a zombie-infested world by collaborating with other players and scavenging for weapons and items. Safe zones gave players a break from all of the carnage, but outside of these, both PvE and PvP were fair game. The game's alpha release was met with a generally warm reception, and despite a few bugs, which is typical of an alpha anyway, players looked forward to the full release. Sadly, the final product failed to live up to its promising start. It seemed like none of the bugs or glitches had been addressed, hacking and cheating were rife with the devs doing absolutely nothing to stop it, and the whole game was based on one of the worst microtransaction systems we've ever seen. Here we go, are you ready? Players could spend real-world money on weapons and items that other players could then loot from them if they were killed, and once they were taken, that was it. Gone. Trust us, actually getting bitten by a zombie would be more fun than playing Infestation Survivor Stories, okay? Number 8. Spogs Racing, 18%. The Nintendo Wii was a fine little machine, wasn't it? Home to
positive. To quote Andy, I don't like it.
Number 4, Leisure Suit Larry box office bust, 16%. If we take a look all the way back to the 80s, we'll find a Leisure Suit Larry title that isn't completely plops. Indeed, 1987's Leisure Suit Larry in the Land of the Lounge Lizards wasn't half bad if you're a fan of cheeky humour, but since then the series has gone rapidly downhill and hit an all-time low in 2009's Leisure Suit Larry box office bust. The game follows the exploits of Larry Love, and they'd often attack while the player was trying to get back up. Wonder of the Dragons also suffered from myriad technical problems, slowing
Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Chef. We're back here over on some more Bloodborne, and finally, the long-awaited thing that everybody was sitting here laughing at me and giggling. People are telling me I'm going to struggle. Today is where we start the DLC.
But first, the...
You'll know how higher...
The title's not lying to you. I had a hankering for a Pepsi this morning, and the only thing that quenched that thirst was going on for the last 15 years. Come on, baby. Pepsi Man is the most powerful character in anime. missed a couple cans there. You hate to see it. You really hate to see it, but we're still cooking. Get off the streets! You're obstructing justice! Nice. Oh, slipped through there. I made it. Don't worry, I've got it. I'll fix her right up. No, wait, he said it was out of Pepsi, but he lied. There was plenty to go around. You know, I didn't actually, like, fix this. I only missed 7 cans, that's pretty good. I hope the final boss is Coke. That would go crazy, that'd be ballistic. Really? I still got 84? I did not expect that. Don't stand there, watch out! There's so much Pepsi on the street. Oh. I zoned out. But we were fine though, we were fine. Still just built different. Pepsi for pizza. Pepsi for TV game. Pepsi for pussy is next, I bet.
You got it! Yeah! Yeah! Woo!
Oh, he's teabagging us.
Everybody Pepsi! Drink Pepsi!
Pepsi. Only my choice.
Pepsi only my choice. Pepsi for choice? Oh wait, is that the end? We did it! We did it! We did it! We did it! Ah! What a game. What a game. The actor was Mike Butters. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Very fun. That was good. I enjoyed that. They don't make games like that anymore.
Pepsi is...
Oh!
Excuse me.
Poor Mike consumed 600 grams of sugar throughout the course of acting in this game. What an interesting title. Nice. We did it. We've done Pepsi for all.
Who makes better drinks, Coca-Cola or Pepsi? I got 9 matchups we're going through. Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola?
I think I like Coca-Cola better.
I feel like that's an automatic answer. I'm mad you thought that long.
I like Pepsi. It tastes pretty much similar.
It doesn't taste anything alike.
Yes, it does.
No, you're wrong. Sprite versus Mountain Dew.
Sprite. Zach, you know me. I'm a diehard Sprite.
I know. No, I'm fully aware. Original Mountain Dew flavor too. Nothing special.
No, I love Sprite.
Okay, 2-0 Coke. Powerade or Gatorade?
Okay, this is a debate here.
Yeah, now we're getting into to it. I have always been a Gatorade guy growing up, but I have switched to getting Powerades. I'm more of a vitamin water guy now. But I'm gonna go Gatorade just for the longevity. Diet Coke versus Mountain Dew Code Red. Diet Coke. Really? I don't like Mountain Dew. Code Red, Brian. I'm not a big Mountain Dew guy, period. Barks root beer or Mug root beer. Mug. Pepsi with the blow. Mug is such good root beer. I think it's the best. I don't think there's better. I thought Coca-Cola would sweep this, but we're at 3-2. Minute Maid or Tropicana? Ooh, I think I go.
He actually took my advice? Alright, so if you'll remember 2 weeks ago.
What is doing things our followers are afraid to do? Brand war.
Yeah, hey.
Coke vs. Pepsi blindfolded taste test. Coke should easily win. It's easily my favorite. I've never paid for a Pepsi with my own money unless I had to. I don't know anyone who prefers Pepsi over Coke. I've heard, man, I should stop hating on Pepsi. Well, just because you keep this going, one take, I'm gonna would hit me with a lot more of an icy blast. Oh, wait a second. Might be harder than I thought. I have no idea. Not bad, a little bit flat. A little bit flat. Let's try this one. And then with the double switchback. And those are sufficiently. My left. My left. Not bad, a little bit flat. A little bit flat. Let's try this one. Hold on. These are a lot more similar than I thought they would be. Oh yeah, it's easy. It's easy. This one is flat. It has no depth of flavor. They're both equal, hitting me with about the equal amount of fizzy. Hold on. This one just hit me with an icy blast. Man, I should stop hating on Pepsi. Well, just because you keep this going, one take, I'm gonna go with my first gut reaction because I think that's usually the right answer. This is what I'm gonna claim is the superior product here. This is the Coke. I'm gonna put it up on the pedestal here. And this one is bogus. Actually, they're very similar. I slightly prefer this one though, because it has a little bit more of a nicer flavor. Everything else hits pretty much the same. Oh my. No. Oh my. No. No!
Yeah, hey, it's Coke versus Pepsi day. What's better? I think Coke. I've always said Pepsi is like a watered down Coke.
It's the most like Disney canned opening I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like
We're
very...
not sponsored by Coke, by the way.
Wait, so you like that one? I like
that's
this
the one
one.
you guys
like
more?
Yeah, I like this one more.
And I like this one more.
Okay. Interesting. What did they pick?
They picked Coke.
All right.
Nice.
Both of us picked Coke?
Yeah, because the marked ones weren't like in the same spot.
Gotcha, can't be stopped.
Nope.
Matt, you want to
From Sniff.
I
the
do.
Sniffer.
Here, that's.
Each getting a. So is that 2 points, Coke?
Yep.
Yeah.
2 points. Okay, next one. Wow, there was a lot. I lost. There was a full thought, and it.
Yeah. What kind of drink is?
Coke vs. Pepsi blindfolded taste test.
Hello YouTube, how you doing today everybody? Listen, I'm going to do a video on how to make pickled Pepsi at home. That's what I'm going to title it. I've seen a video about KFC making pickled Pepsi, and the guy that was reviewing it, it was crazy. 2 pickles, little bit of Pepsi, which I'm going to show you how to do it at home for cheap. And the guy paid $3.99, almost $4 for it. What the hell? You could go home and make it for free. And this is what I'm going to show you right now. I got my Pepsi, got my glass, I got my pickle jars with pickles. What I'm going to do first is, I'm going to put the pickles in the jar first. That's what it was, yeah. So yeah. There's one. Doesn't want to cooperate with me today. There's 2. Fork down. Put the lid on the thing. This is very easy and cheap. I don't know what the hell KFC was ever thinking of. Like, what the heck, man? $4 for a thing that you could just make at home. See? 2 pickles in a pickle jar. See? Right. Yeah, it's very good. I like it. But I would not spend $3.99 for a thing at KFC. Nah. They probably use old pickles and old brine. Whatever, I'm using some stuff anyways. So, this is pretty good. Another wizardry drink. Wow. Now I'm going to eat the pickles. Yep, very good. So if you don't want to spend $4.99, $3.99, don't go to KFC and don't buy the pickle drink. Make it at home for cheap and free. Thank you, YouTube. Oh yeah, by the way, cheers. Hello YouTube, how you doing today? This is going to be a very good and easy video, and I'll get right into it. Thank you all for what you've been doing. It's so wonderful. Okay, first of all, I got my glass. I got my Pepsi. And I got my hot sauce. I love my hot sauce. I'm going to put the hot sauce in it. Love my hot sauce. Simple and easy. But that much. Then I give it a roundy stir. See? Roundly stir. Oh, smells spicy. Hot saucy. Mmm. Now we taste. Hopefully it tastes good. Mmm. Wow. Oh. Wow. Spicy. Hot. You know, somebody on the other video I was watching said it tastes gross. No, it don't.
What are we doing today?
Today, Charlie's According to my research, it takes about 3 consecutive shots of a 40% ABV alcohol like this whiskey I got here to get a normal human adult drunk. Now, I am on the smaller side, and I haven't eaten one damn thing all day. Completely empty stomach. It is 9:30 p.m. So I'm going to go on the safe side and go with 3 back-to-back shots here. And then I'm going to be eating a pizza that I just ordered, and we're going to be seeing how it goes. This is some very cheap whiskey. We might as well just pour it all the way to the brim, you know. It's cost me about $7 from the local convenience store, and that's how I like it. You know, if this was any more expensive, then it would be kind of a waste to just shoot these down like this. But yeah, this is gonna be crazy. I don't know. The last time I did this, it did not end well. So we're gonna see how it goes. I'm very curious to see if you know, it'll hit me immediately, or if it will hit me after a couple slices, or maybe the pizza will just counteract the alcohol in some way, like it'll just help absorb everything. Let me show you the pizza, by the way. I got a big old pie right here from Papa John's. Ooh, almost showed you my studio address. Don't want any lurkers, you know what I'm saying, but I got the some Papa John's favorite. Now, I don't think I've ever had John's favorite before. It has pepperoni, sausage, and a 6 cheese blend. I had one drink of any alcoholic beverage today either, but I might be a little bit nervous for this little challenge. Not really a challenge, more of a science experiment, if you feel what I'm saying. All right, going in. So 3 consecutive shots back to back. This is gonna be tough. Let's go. Cheers. Oh, this is gonna be tough. Oh, that's not good. This stuff is not good. God, hold on. I said I was gonna do 3 back to back, but give me just a couple seconds of leeway here. If I had a chaser, it'd be easier. Oh my gosh. All right. Wow. Let's eat some pizza real quick. Yeah, so John's favorite, what y'all know about it. Pepperoni and sausage. What a great combo. The 6 cheese blend. I'm not really sure what kind, I mean, is that necessary? I don't know. I'm not really detecting all 6 cheeses. What I would say is, it's going off the rails. I don't know, dude. Maybe I need one more shot to just let it out. Shout out to Gilly Doo, by the way. I mean, I I like the name, I like the label. The whiskey, for $7, I'll give it a pass, you know what I mean? But, ooh, yeah. Excuse me. Oh, I forgot about this. This was lurking. This is a thing that I would probably avoid unless I was drinking. With the garlic dipping sauce. The buttery, garlicky, golden nectar of the gods. Is that what they call it? I do feel like I'm saying weird things. The thing about taking 3 shots back to back to back is it will come back to haunt you later. This might be a mistake. Let me actually... Another slice with the garlic dipping sauce. That's too decadent, man. That's almost too much. It almost seems like I'm high and not drunk. You know, what kind of drunk am I? Bro, what's going on? Alright, we need this shot, man. We need this shot. Cheers. I'm pretty chill, usually. Depends on the OTP, though. You know what I mean? Occasion, time, place. For real though, I usually try not to be that wild, insane guy. I mean, I'm really not that kind of person in general. And then, you know those people who are kind of like reserved and chill, and they get drunk and then they just are a completely different person, Jekyll and Hyde style. That has happened to me before, but usually, I'm just like kind of vibing, you know. I'm still pretty chill with it. I'm still pretty low key. Again, you know, if I get canceled for this episode, like my views are already, I might as well get canceled. Because then I could like start something. I don't know, but I'm just like kind of y'all know I keep it real. Alright. If I was well, I clickbait occasionally, but now if I was like, no, yeah, I think I've shit-faced. Dead. I don't think I've ever switched topics this much. Dead. Okay, yeah, because after drunk, the buzz, tipsy, drunk, shit-faced. Dead.
Hello and welcome back to Whiskey. Whiskey. I love whiskey. The fine craftsmanship. The amazing flavor like no other.
The aroma, just sniffing a good whiskey makes me feel things, man. I'm never drinking again. No, if someone offers me a glass, I'll drink it. But me alone in a bottle, I realize that's not a good combination. I used to drink whiskey every single day, and I realized I was getting addicted when I was trying to cut down on it, and just how difficult that was. This was back in late 2017, early 2018. I thought, you know, I enjoy drinking, nothing wrong with that. But it was also a time where I was starting to care more about my health. I had started working out for the first time in my life, and I thought, you know, if I want to live a healthy life, I should probably cut down a little bit. And for any sane person, that's very easy to do. For someone that was really getting into it, that was very difficult to do. And that's when I realized, oh shit, maybe I have a problem. And that's why I quit drinking for a few months, because I thought, you know, I need to show that I'm the one in control. I had just read a book on Buddhism as well, which talks all about self-control. So I wanted to prove that I could quit drinking, even though I was clearly getting really into it. And that felt really good to me. I felt really empowered because I'd shown that I could do that. In retrospect, you know, what was the point? But what happened was, I think a lot of you can probably relate to this. When you want to do something that you know isn't good for you, you sort of reason with yourself in your head. You know, it's like, I can eat all this crap now, just work out later. It's that kind of logic. And what my brain said to me was like, you know, Felix, pat yourself on the back. You quit drinking before. You've shown that you're in control. You know, obviously everyone drinks. This is not a problem for you. You can just drink whiskey again. So I do. And I think this time was when it was the worst for me, because in retrospect, I realized I was dealing with a lot of anxiety at the time. Well, I did know it. You know, drinking to sort of escape emotions is a recipe for disaster. This was during the time of all my controversies. I was dealing with a lot of stress, probably the most I've ever been through. I knew how to deal with that, but there was also so much going on, even behind the scenes, that no one even knows about. And during all of it, I had trained my brain into thinking something's bad is coming. You know, it seemed inevitable. I'm at this space where everything is fine right now, but everything can go to shit really fast, and I had seen that happen. So it wasn't completely irrational, even though my emotion probably I felt irrational about it. I was like, why do I have so much anxiety? Like, I remember asking friends about it, and I was like, dude, I feel so like anxious about these things. I know it's completely irrational, but I just can't shake it, you know? And they said, like, you know, it's actually not that irrational at all. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. If I really wanted to further analyze how I felt at the time, I think I was still not just addicted to escaping these emotions by drinking, but also I think I was addicted to YouTube. And I was so scared of losing YouTube through all these controversies that I was fueling one addiction because out of my fear of losing another one. So yeah, a lot of controversies, a lot of stress, and at this time, imagining a life without drinking just seemed really bleak to me. I thought, you know, everyone does it. It's never gotten bad or out of control. Usually when you talk about, you know, drinking and addiction, it's usually, you know, someone losing their job or losing their loved ones or their whole life getting ruined by it. But I was nowhere even near that. So I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to co-opt all that pain that people have, you know. But I do also recognize it for what it was. And, you know, also, it's almost that romanticizes idea of a guy with a heavy head or heavy heart looking over at a bar with a glass. You know, it's almost seen as a cool thing. So all these things sort of play into your mind, and you justify to yourself why it's okay. But at the time, to me, it had gotten to a point where it just felt pathetic. I wanted to stop because I hated being in this anxiety of in between. And when I stopped drinking this time, it was really rough, especially because I was having withdrawals from it. It took me a long time to be able to sleep properly again, but I did manage it, and I was done. And I haven't touched it since, which I'm really proud about. But I never really talked about how I quit and, you know, that whole process. Like, I've only really spoken about these things because people asked me. But in reality, I never talked about it because I was really embarrassed about it. And even now, just saying it, I'm kind of like... And the main reason I was embarrassed was because I hadn't quit drinking, but I hadn't quit my addiction. I was still addicted, just to something else. I was addicted to nicotine patches now instead. I had replaced my drinking habit with nicotine pouches. So fucking stupid. A lot of people notice it in videos. Like I had this patch here. A lot of people use it to quit smoking. It's basically, yeah, strong nicotine. Whenever you have that feeling of craving or addiction, it sort of gnaws on you, and it really helps to have something to replace it with. The problem was, yes, I replaced it with something else that is way less bad for you, obviously, but it still didn't feel like I had beaten addiction, like I had just replaced it, which I felt really embarrassed about, and that's why I always try to hide it. And I also didn't want to be a bad influence. And there was other reasons, but I'll get into that. And I went through the same thing with nicotine where I quit it twice. Quitting it was really hard because I had to come in terms with that I would have nothing. When you get that itch of wanting to consume something or your addiction, I knew the only way for me to deal with it and to finally be rid of it was to just have nothing. So when you get those addiction dips and you're feeling bad, you consume whatever it is you want and oh, I feel good again. I realized I would have none of that. And that kind of felt like almost losing a friend. I'm not even exaggerating. It's like something that you used to rely on will no longer be there. But I had decided, you know, I was beyond fed up, and I just had to deal with it. And I knew that if I could literally just deal with it for a couple of days, I would be over it. And that was the case. That was really tough withdrawals, but it was fine. It was not a big deal. As someone who's been studying philosophy on my own, Stoicism in particular allows for vices like drinking. It's described as letting your spirit loose, kind of. And I use that as my voice of reason. Like, yes, it's fine for Stoics to drink, but they obviously draw a distinction between using it and being controlled by it. And that's a fine line to walk for some people, myself especially. I was drinking because I was stressed out, and it wasn't until I dealt with those emotions that I was able to not rely on these things anymore. The problem is when you develop these habits to cope with your problems, is that when you no longer have these issues, you still have to deal with the addiction. Like that doesn't just go away on its own. And I think Buddhism had it right all along. It's just I didn't do it correctly, where they say that craving something is suffering, and you will always suffer unless you uproot your cravings. And I needed to finally uproot those cravings, and I did, and that worked. I don't feel anything about alcohol or nicotine at this point because they're completely cut out of my life. Which is very liberating. It's very freeing. I think I could have gone through my whole life with keep consuming alcohol and nicotine, and a lot of people do. I think that I could have done that just fine. But I've been obsessed with this idea of freedom, the Stoic idea of freedom, of not being bound to anything and let my actions be my own. And that's what really motivated me to wanting to free myself. You can, be bound to your passions, the things that you enjoy. And I think it's hard to recognize when you are, because I realize in retrospect, yeah, I've been addicted to YouTube for almost 10 years. And that's led me to put way more value into it than what it really is. And it feels liberating to me to even acknowledge that and let go of that. And I didn't plan to make this video, and I didn't really want to talk about it, not just because I was a bit embarrassed. I'm not anymore, but it feels weird talking about it. But also because I wanted to overcome these things.
Hello and welcome back to Whiskey, me drinking whiskey. I am joined here today with famous Irishman, Mr. Penis Face. It's me. Your real name this time.
I know.
Out of character. Today we're gonna drink some whiskey, and we're also shooting in front of a live audience. Wow, first time ever. So since you're Irish,
yeah,
obviously
we're alcoholics.
Well, and also we're gonna drink some Irish whiskey.
Oh, that's where you're going with it.
Okay. One thing that kind of unifies Irish whiskey is it's not very peaty.
It's not?
It's not very peaty, which is contrary to the whiskey you gave me, which is very peaty.
I thought that was like the only thing it had.
No, it's actually the opposite. So Irish whiskey, typically, you don't want to drink with like ice or anything like that.
Oh,
you want to drink it straight up because it's already very light and very nice.
Oh. Well, we'll see about that.
Okay, we'll see. Well, why don't we start with the Jameson?
Ah, the classic.
This is one of the most famous whiskey brands. of all time. Do you guys recognize the Jameson?
Mm-hmm. This is like the cheap one that you
It's
mix
the one
with everything.
with you mix it with ginger ale typically.
Yeah.
Here's a video I am very excited about. If you watched my Instagram or any social media, which you should, you know I like whiskey. And my favorite is Japanese whiskey, which we're gonna drink today. Hell yeah, boy. It's one of those videos where I don't know if this is a good idea, but I just want to drink some whiskey. So I thought we'd start with Japanese type whiskey. It's personally my favorite, probably a little biased because I love Japan. Okay, so left side we have, the sun. Very nice. I like how they keep their bottles simple, just fucking, that's it. Okay. Get over there, it's gonna be nice, girl. We have a lot of stuff to try, so let's just. That's very nice. It's got a oaky taste to it. Very, so let's just. That's very nice. It's got a. That's very nice. It's got a oaky taste to it. Very, very beautiful.
How nice from very nice to very nice?
I would give it 7 very nices. We have the 18 years. Let's just get the big guns out right away. Very nice. Got the Suntory on the back. 18 years. This bottle, guess how much it costs, Margie?
500.
Damn it. Did I tell you?
No.
It's 500.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy. I think in Japan you'll get it for like 120. I never spent this much nearly on a whiskey. I'm like nervous even trying it. Oh, it smells. It's beautiful. You can definitely tell a difference. Much smoother taste. You can really feel it more. It's just a beautiful whiskey. Very nice. Very nice. I'm liking this. This is fun. The next one that came out was the Hibiki. This is not aged whiskey. It's sort of cheap, and I think it's a blend as well. A meticulous blend of the finest whiskey. But Hibiki is very good. I think a lot, if you know Japanese whiskey, you'll definitely know about Hibiki. I should probably pour a little less. We got a lot of whiskeys to go through. I was gonna make it for the video, but I started early. I mean, they all taste very nice. It gives the aftertaste. It's sort of a taste that hits you when you have it in your mouth, and then there's a taste when you swallow. And it's so much more superior in this one compared to the Hibiki, even though the taste of them all is actually quite similar. Maya, can you be quiet, or you want some whiskey? Then we have the Hakushu, aged in the forest. Hence the green bottle and all that shit. Third Hakushu. Hakushu. Beautiful. Love the bottle, isn't it beautiful? Yeah, do you like it? I love it. It's got a very light color to it. This is the last one of the Suntory. Whoa. That flavor is so different. I really like the Hakushu. I think I'll get an aged one of that next time. I think it's the same thing here. Since this isn't aged, you're not hit by that taste afterwards the same way that I like. This is very nice. I give this one 7 very nices, 8 very nices, 7 very nices. This is a 6 very nice. Now we're moving on to the Nika, which unfortunately I only got 2 of them, and one I finished. I have a little bit left of this one. Yochi was the first one they made. So Nika was made by the legendary whiskey Japanese maker Takeshuru, what's his name? Masaraka Taketsuru. So this guy was like, I want to make whiskey.
Yeah, come on, do it! Come on! I think Ryan Reynolds is even a part of anymore. I think he sold it, but
I've had aviation gin before, and it smells just as good as the day Dad left. Ah, yeah. Get to the hospital. I'm going to get my stomach pumped after this. Oh, it smells like paint thinner. I'm normally not a gin person, but when I tasted his gin before, I liked it. Okay, bottoms up. Oh, that's smooth. It's so good. Oh, it makes my belly feel warm. Wow, everyone should drink. Hey kids, drink. You know, there's all those other YouTubers who are like, stay in school, don't do drugs. I'm the opposite. Stay out of school, get high, ruin your life. Cut that. Aviation gin. Considering I'm not a gin person, I give it a B. B for best gin. I don't know, it tastes good. I like gin better when it's on its own. I realized I don't like tonic water. That's what I didn't like whenever I tried a G&T. Oh, fuck. I'm pregnant. I can't drink this. I'm pregnant with comedy and ideas. You're allowed to laugh. You're fine. It's not a fucking professional setup. Let's do this one next, because I feel like this is going to taste like dishwater. I don't think this is going to be good. Any guesses in chat? Who you think owns this? Yeah, David Beckham. It looks like Dior or something. Like you go into an airport and you go buy all. Who fucking puts whiskey in a blue perfume bottle? David Beckham, that's who. That smells like whiskey. Smell. Cheers. Dunk. Okay. It looks like whiskey. I'm gonna be so fucked after this video. My belly's gonna hurt. Yeah, sniff it. What's that guy who's like, take it. Hello. How are you? Nice to see you. Have you ever seen that video? Come on. I'll show you later. Okay, and these are all gonna get mixed. Okay, David Beckham, what's it called? Hague Club. Oh, Davy B, best friend. I sound like a dog drinking from his bowl. Top notch.
But I don't feel too good. I don't feel good at all.
So, today's video might be a little bit weird and dumb, but might be interesting. I don't know. Let me explain real quick. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a grace period at the beginning.